I didn't know what I wanted to do at school. I was pushed in a particular direction, and that was to get a trade, to do shorthand and typing. I wanted to be a hairdresser. I wouldn't mind being one today, actually, but I've always sort of, but the creative things, it was never highlighted that you were creative rather than academic. It was either you passed exams or you didn't. I passed a lot of exams, but I wasn't academically minded, but I loved shorthand and typing, and I just had to be the fastest. So that's where I started, a junior stenographer. I'm passionate about the menopause, full stop, about everything about it, because I had such a terrible time going through menopause. I had no idea I was going through menopause. I think that was the key for me, that I was experiencing a whole variety of symptoms and couldn't pin them down to one particular thing, and they weren't bad enough to go to the doctors with. And eventually, I think I was diagnosed with depression, and I'd already resigned from my job before I realised that I was going through menopause. And I'm going, what's this all about? Why is nobody telling women? So that's my passion. As well, because nobody was doing, I couldn't find out anything about menopause. And I started to research, and this was the early days of the internet, really. And most of it was American information coming through, but I found a list of symptoms. I'm going, Eureka! There are symptoms, they have names, and I'm ticking all the boxes. And I showed this to my husband because he thought I was making it all up, and he was getting a bit fed up with everything that was going on. And he said, wow, are you experiencing all these things? And I said, yes. And so it was, well, you can do something about it now, and we'll be all right from here on in. I thought, no! But I just had to find out so much more about it. Getting up every day and realising that there is still more to do about getting the information out into the general population about menopause, and that there is a value in doing something about it, because it can really affect your life in a bad way. Yes, it's about menopause. I think when I first, the genesis, shall we say, of Simply Hormones was when I didn't know what to do with this business that I was trying to create. Do I write a book? I thought at the time that there was no way I could do that. Do I start, do a website? That had possibilities. And do I go around telling my story to anyone who would listen? So it was those last 2 points that started me on it. And as the business has evolved, I've got more confident about what we do. I thought to myself about 2 years ago, it's time to write that book. I have all the information. I thought I had all the information. So I've brought all the information together, and then I still keep writing more to go in it. So it's going to be a tome by the time it's finished. Habits that make a successful businesswoman. I think, benefit of hindsight, I've been in business once with my husband. So I've got all that. Working together was huge for me, and I've noticed the difference now that I've been just working for me. It is quite a different road. And so I think it's having confidence in what you're doing, knowing that this will make a difference to people's lives, and knowing what your USP, your unique selling point is. And that has evolved over time. I think you've got to be aware that things change, so you can't have a fixed idea. And for me, the financials, I hate financials. I'm the ideas person, and I know the financials matter, But I came to discover that we were creating a new market. We were pioneering something that had never been done before. So although I'm aware of the financials and I've done the cash flow forecasts and everything, I had to be more aware of how people would receive what we were doing, their perception of what we were doing, and how we could do our best to encourage them to take part in learning about menopause and supporting women. For somebody at the start of the menopause, that's a difficult question because you don't always know you're at the start of menopause. So I think it's a case of finding about, if you have the opportunity to find out about menopause, find out about it, the symptoms. Women often experience monthly PMS, PMT, and menopause is just PMS on speed. And so you just get to know those symptoms a bit more intimately and what you could potentially do to help resolve issues that were causing you problems.